How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. I'm over here at Murray Marine on Stock Island in Key West. This is where I do my haul out and do all my maintenance. If this is your first time watching, November of 2020, I switched from Yamaha 150s over to Mercury 200 V6s. I'm extremely happy with them. Pretty much I'm doing a 600-hour check-in. I've been running the crap out of these things from November to June. I put 600 hours on them. I just kind of want to check in with you guys. A lot of you guys like this information, so I'm gonna give it to you. So the only issue I've had, and it wasn't even with the motors, we had one issue was with these trim switches. They got a little sticky, so we ended up switching them out. Mercury replaced them under warranty, no questions asked. Took like 15 minutes, and quite honestly, that could have been my fault. I rinsed really heavily with the hose after charters. So other than that, there has been zero hiccups with the actual motors themselves. They've run flawlessly. Gas mileage is still insane. If you're looking for economy, I have another video on the channel somewhere, you can find it, where I compare 3 blades and 4 blades, and then I compared the 200s to the 150 Yamahas that I had. But anyways, I'm gonna run through some of the maintenance things I like and dislike about the motors. Hopefully it helps somebody and this video was not a waste of time. So again, I'm at my 600-hour maintenance. I'm not gonna go through everything I have to do. This is not a how-to video. This is more of a, I'm kind of reporting back my findings on what I like. Again, keep repeating myself, but every 300, so I'm at 600. I really like this chart. Kind of helps you out. You can take a picture of this thing, and there's actually some videos online that are very helpful. Shows you what you need to do every 100, every 300, so I'm at 600, so I'm doing spark plugs, fuel filters, drive belt, and the impeller, along with lower unit oil and engine oil. But again, not showing you everything, I'm just gonna show you some of the stuff I like. I do all the maintenance myself, so if you have a mechanic that does this, this might not matter to you, but I've always done it myself. So I'm gonna show you what I like. Again, repeating myself. So I'm changing the engine oil right now. I normally end up covered completely in oil when I'm changing engine oil. They added this little thing to the Mercuries a few years back, and I really like these. These are on the new ones that I have. Literally, I loosened this little bolt or nut or whatever you want to call it, about a quarter turn. Throw this hose on there, continue to spin it. Sorry, this is a little messy. I'm doing this with one hand. And that oil comes right out. Keep my hose nice and high. Again, sorry, doing this with one hand. And there we are. So once that bottle gets full, I just pull it above the plane. Stops the flow. A little noisy out here today, hopefully you can hear me. Back in, drop it down. Oil keeps coming. I absolutely love this. I don't know why they haven't been doing this for years. It's completely genius. So something else I really like, and again, I'm just doing basic maintenance here. I'm not going over everything, but the stuff I have to do every 100, but just because I do it myself, it makes a big difference for me. Changing the oil filter, same kind of concept. They have a little plug here. Just connect the hose to it. This little guy comes out. Again, I'm doing this with one hand. Sorry, it's kind of loud out here. Oh, wrong way. And if you've changed the oil filter in anything, a truck, a boat, pretty much anything, it's normally always a giant mess. They put a little pan down here. How humans have not thought of this before is kind of mind-blowing. So that goes right into that pan, drains into there, and down into my bottle. Absolutely no mess. All right, so I'm doing the lower unit oil. I do this every 100, just like the engine oil and the oil filters. I won't use the word negative, that sounds bad. The only difference I found that I kind of don't like, which I really don't think it's that big of a deal now that I've done it a couple times. Coming from Yamahas, I'm used to the drain plug being on the outside for the lower unit oil. With these Mercuries, it is on the inside. Is that a deal breaker? By no means. You just have to pull the prop off to get to them. And honestly, it's probably a good habit for me because I run so much, it's good to pull the prop off, check for line, and grease the shaft and stuff like that. But that's really the only thing that I'm not a huge fan of. It's just more work, but it's like I said, it's really not that big of a deal. The pros heavily outweigh the cons in this case. So this is the last feature that I really like. They made this very simple. I feel like changing oil in my car my entire life. The dipstick has been very confusing. You'll see when I pull this out, there's 5 beads. Anything less than that first one you need to add, but you're just looking for a bead of oil hanging from it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So you got a bead on the second, bead of oil on the second bead there, so we are good to go. But that is all I got for this episode, guys and gals. I appreciate you watching. Sorry it wasn't a little more action-packed. Wanted to get this information out there. If it helps one person, then it wasn't a waste of my time. But I've still been blocking days to film, you know, diving and fishing trips, episodes. But every time I block a day, the weather's been bad the last few weeks. So I promise I'll get back to them. I appreciate you guys hanging in there, and I will see you soon. Later.